Thank you for joining us live with Miami's Community News, and I'm Michael Miller. Our guest today is Jeanmarie Massa from the Miami-Dade County Solid Waste Department Recycling Division.
Manager, yes.
And the manager over there. Folks, we're going to talk about recycling today, and so let's kick it off. Jeanmarie, why is it important for us to recycle more?
And correctly. It is so important. I mean, just look at our world the way it is now. We've got so many environmental things that we need to do. And one of the easiest things you can do to help is recycle, and recycle right. That's the important thing. That's the most important thing.
And what I want people to think about right now is think about all the stuff that is in the ocean that people, instead of recycling, they throw it in the ocean. And I want people to envision these boats that are out there trying to collect all this stuff.
Yeah.
And most of which I'm suggesting is probably recyclable.
A lot of it. Yeah, a lot of it is. And it's got no place to be in the ocean. I mean, It should never be in the ocean. And, thank you for having me. You have me a lot. You've invited me a lot here, and I get the opportunity to say, do not litter. That's how stuff ends up in the ocean.
Yes.
You drop it on the ground, it goes into the storm drains, and it comes out in the bay.
Yes.
It's a terrible thing. Do not. Unless what you're holding in your hand is on fire, do not drop it on the ground.
And so people can remember, probably 2 months ago, people were arrested for throwing balloons into the water.
Yes.
And so we understand what that can do to the critters in the ocean.
Right.
But let's talk about when we dump junk. And you're in your truck and you put the junk on the side of the road.
Right.
Tell us the process of how that finally winding up where it needs to be.
Oh, well, you mean like illegal dumping?
Yeah, illegal dumping.
Like someone consciously dumps a bunch of stuff. Yeah. Okay. Well, we have our enforcement division who works with the Miami-Dade Police Department, and they have ways. It's pretty easy to find out who dumped it. I mean, I don't want to give anything away, but people usually put their FPL bill in there with their address, so it makes it a lot easier to find out who they are. Then it has to be picked up, taken to the right place. And not only are the folks who did this in trouble, I mean, legally, but they also have to pay.
And it's expensive.
It's very expensive. You need people to literally pick it up, put it in a garbage truck. It has to be paid. When you go across the scale at the disposal sites, it costs money, and it's a very expensive thing to do.
And a lot of people in their cars litter with this stuff.
Oh,
and they just throw it on the side of the road. I live in horse country. There's a particular road that's hidden by the expressway, and people are always throwing it. Not just the dumping, but the littering, which is they throw it out the window.
Right. And the littering mostly, if it's mostly this, and it probably is, and probably a few of these, that's recyclable. That material is definitely recyclable. Take it home, put it in your blue recycling cart. It will get recycled.
So what's a good thing to do with those little plastic bags you might get at the grocery store or at the drugstores?
Okay, there's a couple of things. If it really bothers you, just refuse them. They'll get you a paper bag, or it might be something you can just carry out in your hand. Or use them as a litter bag or a garbage bag, but do not throw them on the ground, number one, and do not put them in your recycling cart. Oh my goodness.
Why is that? Because it looks like it's recyclable.
I know. And you know what else? A lot of people take those bags, have one here, so they take it, and then they put like good recyclables, they go, oh, good. This is good. I'll go put this in my cart. And they tie it up nice and tight, and they put it in their recycling cart. Well, when it gets to the recycling facility where everything is sorted, number one, no one can open up these bags. I mean, there are tons and tons of stuff.
So even a well-intentioned person that says, I'm going to put this all in recycling, the bag that contained it is not recyclable.
Correct. And so there's literally thousands of pounds of material that comes across all the time. So if you're on you're on a line, and your job is to throw out the stuff that shouldn't be there, they take this bag of good stuff and toss it. So that goes right in the garbage. It does not get recycled, and it keeps the bag from jamming up the equipment.
So there has to be an educational process that well-intentioned people do the correct thing.
Right.
So how do we reach people and say, those lovely bags you wanted to have for second use, right? You can put your cat poop in it.
Yes.
Stuff,
great for that.
But don't do that,
Don't
because
do that.
the contents of that are recyclable. In this case, they wouldn't get recycled.
They won't get recycled because there's no way to have time. First of all, on a line, you don't know if it's cat poop in here or if it's recyclable material. So the bags just get tossed. They go into the waste. It's not recyclable. If they don't get caught by the person who can throw them out, they get jammed in the equipment, because people think everything is a nice flat rubber conveyor, but that's not. There's some of that, but most of it is metal conveyors, and actually they're not flat at all. There's something called a star screen, and they call it that because it has little pointy things like that, and so it bumps along, and as the material goes by, broken pieces of glass, little caps from the bottles and whatever, anything smaller falls through, and so that becomes residue, and then the other stuff goes along. But it catches a bag, wraps around all these little fingers, and they actually have to shut down the plant every 2 hours, send workers in to dig out the plastic. They use knives, they use blowtorches to get that out, because you get a lot of this plastic all wrapped. Not good.
And I might have mentioned this before. Years ago, I went to Sears and bought a branch grinder. I think that's what it's called. What it's called. And so I used it for the wrong use.
Oh,
which was for Areca palms.
I was going to say you put a palm branch in there.
Yeah. And it turned it into string.
Oh, yeah.
Wrapping around the gears like it's that.
Right.
And I couldn't figure out why it was working. Then I found out, no, it's for wood.
Yeah. Yes.
not for spaghetti.
Yeah. I mean, they should say that in Florida because, not so much wood, but a lot of palms.
Let's talk about some of these other items we have here.
Okay. All right. So I brought you the regular stuff that we all know and love. Look, I had put the good stuff in here. All right. So bottles, cans, really great. Paper, magazines are good. Newspapers are great. Got to get one of yours. Written paper, all that kind of paper is all really good, including boxes, like tissue boxes, and any kind of, and cardboard is fine. Let me just to say about cardboard. Okay. And everybody has way more cardboard now than they ever had. So you got to break the boxes down, because if you get the little boxes probably don't matter. They just fall in. But if you get a box that's close to the size of the diameter of your cart and you jam it in there really good. So when the truck comes to empty it, they lift the can and they go like that, and nothing comes out because it's jammed in there. And I can understand that's happened to a few residents. I even talked to a gentleman this week, and it's a very unhappy thing to happen. But what you have to do is squish your boxes, squish them, put them in, tear them up if you have to.
So if you're jamming them in there like men like to do,
yes, because you're strong.
Yeah, and then you jam them in so much, that when they go to bang it, it's not going to come out. It's going to put it back down.
Right. And they may not know that it didn't come out, because something will come out in front of it. So they see that, and they put it back down.
And we know it's dry cardboard, not wet cardboard.
Yes.
And wet by whatever means, rain, washing it, pizza.
Yeah.
Right? We need to invent some machines. All right.
Yeah.
That will take pizza boxes, because there's so many boxes of pizzas.
I know, and they're good. It's not so much the pizza box, because a brand new pizza box looks exactly like any other kind of cardboard. It's the grease from the pizza. And if you got a pizza that wasn't greasy, you really didn't get a good pizza.
Let's talk about the connection between recycling and China.
Okay. So a lot of times people don't understand, because I talk to people a lot, and they really want to recycle stuff, and they think, they tell me you should tell your contractor they need to take more stuff, but that's not it. Something is recycled only if somebody else will take it, buy it, use it to make a new material. If there's no one there to use it to make a new material, that's not recycling. That's a real expensive way of picking up garbage. So that's why we limit what we pick up to bottles, cans, paper, cardboard, and cartons. And by cartons, we mean milk and juice cartons, because there are markets for that. So what's the big market, especially for plastic? It has always been China. And a few years ago, because China and other countries were having such surges in making materials and industrial stuff, they were not super careful about what they bought. They would pretty much accept almost anything. And if you're doing recycling and someone is going to accept a bale of plastic bottles that has 40% other stuff in it, you're not going to spend a lot of money to make it cleaner than that if that's what they're buying. Well, as they're finding out that they got a lot of non-recyclable material in with their bales of plastic, they put out rules. And so now they're only taking clean plastic. So that makes it harder for the sorting. The sorting has to be a much better kind of sorting. And if there's no one who wants to buy what you're sending, it's not recyclable.
So certainly we realized the last couple of years, if you haven't been a student of it, how there is a world economy, how we're all connected to everything.
Yes.
Because a lot of chemicals that are involved in creating glossy paper comes from China.
Oh, okay.
So if they're not doing it, there's less glossy paper here.
That's right. Okay. Yeah.
And a lot of the recycled stuff for years ago, right? China started saying, we don't want that. It was because it was polluted with other material.
Right, exactly.
So it's when we look at these bottles and the plastic containers and the cardboard, there needs to be enough buyers of that material so they stay in business so that we can get stuff back.
Right.
Some of the stuff gets back to us pretty quick, like this can right
here.
Oh,
yeah.
How long will that take before it...
I mean, like, what is it, 3 weeks or something? I mean, like from you go to the grocery store, you pick it up, you drink it, you put it in your recycling cart, and like 3 weeks later, it comes back as a can again.
So years ago, the cans were pretty strong.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then so somehow we all got accustomed to the cans that are not quite as stable.
Right.
Because I think that's what manufacturers did, make it a really stable can and people will buy it. Well, we're still buying them.
Right.
And the bottles, the plastic thing, remember they used to be really strong?
That's right.
Now, if you got hit with it, it would like crumple around your hand.
That's it. That's true.
So
and you know what? Let me make a quick pitch here. When you squish your plastic bottles to put them into the cart, which is great because you're saving a lot of room, do it like this. Don't make a hockey puck out of them, because when it gets to the recycling facility where they're sorting it, the electric eye can't determine what it is because it's this little round clumpy thing. So go like that, not like that.
To build into a home, the thought about recycling really needs to be a container where you would throw out not outside, but near where you have your
garbage can or whatever, your household garbage. Yeah.
So we've just started after all this time, a separate thing. Okay, put that over there. But it really takes a mindset to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Take the can and put it over here and take the bottle.
Yeah.
But if somebody doesn't quite know, somebody that really cares, young people care, all right? Probably a whole lot more than somebody on the other end, right? What do you want them to do if they're not sure which cart to put it in?
Yeah, that's a good question. And I hate to say the answer because it hurts me, but we're at this point. We got to, when in doubt, throw it out.
When in doubt, throw it out.
Yeah. If you're not sure, rather than contaminate the recyclable side of it, go ahead and put it in the garbage.
So that's in the green cans, green carts, with the handles facing inside.
Yes.
This far apart. Way to go, Frank.
Oh, you're good. You are so good. Thank you.
We put out a whole bunch the other day. I went, move farther apart. I don't know. I just can't help myself anymore. Blue carts get picked up how often?
Every other week, for the most part. There are a couple of places that have weekly service, but for everybody else, everybody just about, it's every other week.
And if somebody's blue cart is falling apart,
yes,
what do they do?
That could happen. Yes. Okay. All you have to do is call 311, the county's answer center, and say, my blue cart either needs to be repaired or replaced. And they will open up a service request, and we will come get the old cart and replace it, or we'll fix the old cart, whatever it is.
It's amazing. And people could call 311, or they could go to Miami-Dade.gov.
Yes. Miami-Dade.gov/solid waste. Miami-Dade.gov/solid waste. Wait, I got it. Miami-Dade.gov/recycling.
All right. and they could go out just recycling Miami-Dade. You'll wind up, and there's also little videos in there.
Oh, yes. Oh, we have, it's so cool. We have all these videos. We have a video that shows 2 parts on how the materials recovery facility works, how they sort all the stuff. It's really great. And we even have videos on how our waste to energy plant works and about our trucks. It's really cool.
So some people may not be aware or need to be reminded when the trash is picked up by solid waste, it goes to a plant.
Yes.
Right? When it goes to recycling, it goes to a different plant.
Absolutely. Yes. So Miami-Dade County solid waste trucks and solid waste employees pick up the garbage and trash. So your regular garbage in your green cart and your bulky waste, that's all Miami-Dade. Those are the people I work with. Then the recycling is, we have contractors. So we have 2 companies that pick it up. So they are not Dade County employees, but they are contractors.
And what's on those trucks?
If it's in the south, because we have 2, it's a company called Waste Connections. And if it's in the north, it's a company called Coastal Waste and Recycling.
And they go on their route every 2 weeks, wherever it is.
Yeah, they're every week, but it's every 2 weeks for you.
So, and they just go around where there's a cart to pick it up and put it up.
Yes. Yeah. Well, then they have routes, so it's not like a random thing.
And how many homes, residents are there that have blue cans, more or less?
Oh, the same, 350,000.
That's amazing.
I know it.
It's huge.
I know.
So there's some good news in the new trucks that are going to get, or a new truck that's going to get delivered to Miami-Dade Solid Waste. Tell us about it.
Oh my gosh.
Right up your alley.
I know. It's an electric truck. In fact, we were having a meeting about it the other day. I said, we got to get t-shirts. It's electric. I mean, it's so cool. So the truck that goes to your house and empties your garbage from your green cart takes it to the waste to energy plant so it can become electricity. The truck plugs in at the waste to energy plant.
Looks like a commercial to me.
I know. It's so cool.
It's really incredible. At this point, it's not futuristic, but it's very cool.
Yes.
For that, for that to happen.
It really is.
And to see the county moving forward on that. And I know that the county has at least 1 pink truck and
yes.
on a breast cancer.
Yes. And we have a pink tractor trailer and we have a pink trash truck.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Yes.
That's coming up in a couple months.
Yes.
Right? And I'm glad the county is active in that.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. What did we not do yet?
Yeah. So people can find about the program. If there are some schools in 2 months from now, a month and a half from now, they would like somebody to come out.
Yeah.
You think that would be done?
It can be done. Absolutely. Yes. You can either, go online, come to us at miamidade.gov/recycling, or you can call 311 if that's easy, and they'll get you to us, and we will schedule someone.
So an educator, somebody who's in school, listen in Miami-Dade County, can you come out and teach our 4th grade or 5th grade about that?
Yes, somebody can. A lot of times that somebody's me.
All right. Who's going out today?
I'll go.
And we see how young people adapt to this very, very normally. And it's just like, that's the way it gets done.
Yes.
So it's estimated in about less than 5 years that about 25% of vehicles on the road are going to be electric.
Wow.
Mammoth growth that it's about to happen. All right?
Wow. Incredible.
And my son, he's never owned a piston-driven fuel drive.
Really?
Never.
Oh my goodness!
And I go, how do you get used to the charging? What's to get used to? It's what we do.
Yeah,
right?
I know. It's a new thing. It's a new thing, and we'll all learn it because it's going to be really good.
Yeah, I'm on that verge right now. It's
yeah.
Okay. Yes. And so when somebody puts the wrong stuff into the green cans, right? Sometimes people put in like that can of stuff over there.
Oh yeah, like this is not recyclable.
Okay.
This is one of the new things I found, and it's not acceptable.
And what about that spray can over there?
Oh, this is good. Thank you. I would forget. This is an aerosol can of paint. So no paint cans go in the garbage or recycling.
Either one.
And the problem is at some point they can leak. I mean, and then it leaks on the road. And when that happens, the people that own the road, get upset with us. And it's like, we didn't put it in there. I mean, it was so never go to our home chemical collection sites.
And there's 3 or 4 of those.
Yes.
And people can, for their other trash, they could take it to trash recycling centers. There's a lot of those north, south, and all over.
Yes,
they can
absolutely.
find those sites
on miamidade.gov/solid
open
waste.
7 days a week.
Yes.
And you have to have your driver's license with you.
Right, to show that you're a resident of Miami-Dade County.
Okay. Let's. I see you have a bag over here, the blue and white bag.
Oh yeah.
And we get stuff from our favorite.
Yeah. This happens so much.
Right.
Yeah, this is great. It's a really good thing to send stuff in, and it almost never breaks and whatever. But it is not recyclable. There is not one thing.
Even though it looks like it.
I know it looks like an envelope. It is an envelope. But just because you're an envelope doesn't mean it's recyclable. Made out of plastic, not a bottle. And remember, the only plastic we accept are bottles. So, and that's it. Bottles, cans, paper, cardboard, cartons, doesn't matter what they're made of. Bottles, cans,
so
paper,
let's talk
cardboard,
about
cartons.
Dishwashing material.
Yes, it's in a bottle. Yeah.
In a bottle. For the guys that occasionally pick up the washing machine
Oh,
stuff.
do you do that sometimes?
I do.
Oh, that's great.
Whenever I'm trying to make nice.
Yes, very good. That bottle, when it's
trained
empty.
me well.
Oh, you're so fortunate. When that bottle is empty, that is perfectly okay for recycling.
So the education for all of us about what's recyclable and not, it's a difficult road. If you've always just dumped it into that white plastic bag in your house, you put it in there, right? And out of sight, out of mind. So unless people go consciously say, this is what we're going to start, right? And let's put it in this container over here. Here's all the bottles, right? And maybe you put them on your patio, and then whenever you go out to the big cans. If somebody wanted on more green cans, I know it's in a different department,
right?
They could purchase a can.
Well,
or pay for the.
There's actually a charge for a second container for the garbage because that's garbage. So we have to pay to dispose of that.
So do they say you're paying for the can or paying for the pickup?
It's kind of both.
And these are. By the way, I'm about done. I'm about to call 311 and get my green cans replaced.
Okay.
And I look at them. Cracks in the bottom, the wheels are
okay.
And so we're going to have new cans relatively soon.
Okay.
So we're going to test it out, make sure that it works, which I'm sure that it does.
Oh, yeah.
And for people that don't know, the Miami-Dade Solid Waste Department, in cooperation with the police, arrested a few people. We've actually run some stories in the paper, and good for all of us that happens. And so
not so much for the people who did it, but it was a good learning experience.
Yes. And so people, especially down south where there's not many homes, all right, people are dumping this stuff in what some people might think is on county property. Lots of times it's not on county property. It's on private property. And the private property owner has to pay to have that removed.
It doesn't seem fair, but I don't know. It's wrong. It is so wrong. Illegal dumping is so wrong on so many levels.
Yes.
You are stealing. You're basically stealing because you are not paying for proper disposal, and you're hurting somebody else because it's on their property, and they're going to have it taken away. And it's a bad thing.
And so the police, working in cooperation with the solid waste, they go through that garbage. They can see if they can find things. Right? And there are also hidden cameras throughout the county. I'm so happy about that.
I know. A picture's worth 1,000 words.
I think that was you, Junior. No, it wasn't me. Sure, looks like you.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's really good. So bad guys, when you're thinking about at some point you're going to get caught.
Yes.
And to remind people, there's a woman that had some work done by some contractors, right? And they found a receipt in the garbage, and it was a receipt to a restaurant. The police went to the restaurant. There was a big box, whatever. They got the time. They looked at it. They figured out who it was, the credit card. They traced it down, went to the lady's house. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Remember back 3 weeks ago? Oh, that was my guy. Here's his phone number. And they admitted it. They didn't want to take it to the dump.
Okay.
So contractors that do work at your house,
right?
They pay to dump that trash at a regular site.
Yes.
The homeowner, all right, should get a receipt and on it that they're going to properly dispose of it. When I have people come to my house, I do that because I don't want somebody to say your trash was there. Right,
because you're paying the person to take care of it. It's stealing. The person dumps it illegally.
And the cost to the county, they have to hire somebody, supervisor, then they send out a truck or two or three.
Right, and depending on if they need a crane to pick it up.
Yeah, it's real expensive. And so there are the chemical
Home chemical.
Places. They can take paint,
Yes.
oil,
yes,
gasoline.
right.
Can they take propane tanks there?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Then you can take it down there, and do not put your propane tanks into.
Oh my God, your
any of that
garbage
stuff.
or your recycling. No, no, do not. No, we once had an explosion in one of our garbage trucks. Yeah. And the driver was okay, but that's only because there's a lot of steel between him and the back of the truck. So very bad. Do not do that.
And I found out recently that some of the big trucks that pick up the green cards, they can hold 600 cans in there of trash, which is pretty amazing for a guy that's like, how does that work? All right.
Yeah.
So tell us what the future looks like for recycling in Miami-Dade County.
Well, hopefully it's going to look like it looks now, where we will have home, pick up at your home with the recycling cart. And it may be every other week. We're going to get prices for every week just to see, because that seems to be the question. However, for recycling, you can ask for a second recycling cart, and we will provide you with a second cart. That's not an extra cost because it's every other week. I know there's some super recyclers with the right material that they put in their carts.
So one of the things for a occasional user like myself, it's like, okay, what day does that come on?
I know.
And then you go, okay, it's every other week. So which week am I on?
Right.
So it's going to sit out there for a week or maybe a day.
Yeah.
Depending
okay. We work very hard. Let me tell you, this is a huge thing every year when we do the new calendars, because we put them together because there's an A week and a B week, and it depends on what part of the county and so forth. And so those are all printed, and we mail them out in December, so that we don't want to send them out too far before the new year, because we don't want you to lose them, but you need to get them before the new year.
So they're going to be calendars that going to come out, and they're going to say, here's when the blue carts will be picked up. Is the green carts on there also?
No, because it's every.
So here it is. So your blue carts.
Yeah.
And I think that it's great what the county's doing, and it's inspiring with the new truck that's coming in. That is a grand day for everybody that gives a hoot at all.
Yes, it is.
Certainly, it's like the future seems a little bit brighter.
Yes.
Right. And I hope that the county makes a big deal about the
electric truck. Yes. Yeah, we are.
Maybe could we get the mayor to like sit in the seat?
I don't know. That's a good idea.
Hey, Mayor, where are you? Over there, right?
She is so cool. She'd probably do it. Yeah. Let me tell you. It's but it is going to be very exciting.
So I think we're going to wrap it up. Jeanmarie Massa, thank you very much. The recycling manager at Miami-Dade County. You can find her and the whole team over at miamidade.gov/recycling.
Yes.
And if you need help with that, you can call 311 and they'll set it up for you.
That's true.
Thank you
so
always.
much. Had a great time.
Thanks. Folks, thanks for joining us, and have a great day.